There are no reasons to make any such statements because the Russian war against Ukraine is absolutely unprovoked and unjustified. Even if Russia had any concerns with regards to NATO's policy, these concerns should have been addressed at the negotiating table. And instead, Russia preferred war. If anyone knocks on your door, you do not immediately fire back with a rifle, killing that person. You first try to understand who is knocking and what does he want. Russia decided to fire and kill. So I do not agree with the statement that there is anyone who provoked Russia. Russia made a choice to attack. Yes, I can only reiterate that the Pope is most welcome in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians belong to his church. And for them, he is the head of the church, and they will be more than happy to see him in Ukraine and to pray with them in order to support my country and our people in this tragedy. The Pope has been very clear in his interviews that he understands that what Russia did in Ukraine is an attack on humanity, and it's beyond comprehension, and it goes against God's will. I can say it again, that first, Ukraine appreciates a clear denunciation of Russia's war against Ukraine by the Pope that was expressed on a number of occasions, and his prayers for peace in Ukraine. And second, I do not agree that there is anyone to blame for Russia's aggression against Ukraine but Russia itself. Russia launched an unprovoked war, unjustified war against Ukraine. Full stop. I have no doubts that the Pope will visit Ukraine. I'm not the master of his schedule to instruct him where to go first. But as I said, I have no doubts that first he will visit Ukraine, and second, that the people of Ukraine will wholeheartedly welcome him. While when he goes to Russia, I'm afraid he will not be warmly received. But it's up to him to make his choices, and I respect his right to do so. Well, I would like to remind you that the initial plan of Russia was to conquer entire Ukraine within days since the beginning of invasion. This plan failed. Then Russia said it will conquer the Lugansk and Donetsk regions of Ukraine in full, and this plan is also failing. Russia has not achieved any strategic goal on the battleground in Ukraine. The two cities which suffer from the Russian occupation, because Russia did succeed in occupying them, are in the south of Ukraine, which are Kherson and Mariupol. Yes, they control them, but these are two cities out of many others which Russia wanted to take under control and failed to do so. The situation on the battleground is extremely heavy, difficult, because Russia throws a lot of weapons and infantry against our forces, but our soldiers defend their land and they hold the line, they hold their positions, and Russia's plan of offensive is failing. When did you hear Russia recognizing any failure of their plans? I'm sure that you have been covering Russia for some time and you know history. If you give me just one example when a Russian official comes out and says, "We failed," I will be more than happy to see that. Now, it's a bit unfair from your side to refer to so-called Western estimates if your words were properly interpreted to me, because I'm the Foreign Minister of Ukraine, and everything I'm saying is based on the factual information that my country had to go through. And I can tell you, not because there is a Western estimate or a Russian estimate, but because I lived through this, that Russia's plan was to capture Kiev in the first couple of days of the invasion, and after seeing Kiev captured, they expected the rest of Ukraine to fall to their knees. And this did not happen. And Russia can say 100 times that they are winning, that they reached all the objectives of their operations, But tell me, if they're so successful, why did they retreat from Kiev and from northeast of Ukraine, where they realized that they cannot make any gains? They did it. And it's only the Russian propaganda who managed to explain to the Russian people that Russian retreat is actually an offensive in the opposite direction. Well, without introducing oil and gas embargo on Russia by the European Union, Russia will continue to make billions of euros and investing by selling oil and gas to the EU, and they will then invest this money in the Russian war machine that will continue killing people in Ukraine. So it's very clear and simple. The more you pay for Russian gas and oil, the longer this war will continue. And those countries who speak against introduction of oil embargo or gas embargo, they are in fact siding with Russia. Now, I also believe that introduction of oil embargo by the European Union is a great opportunity for Arab countries to revisit their relations, their trade in oil with European countries, and to gain stronger market positions in the European Union. So I would encourage producers of oil from Arab countries, and then at certain stage producers of gas from Arab countries, to engage with the European Union in a more active fashion in order to gain better market positions when it comes to selling oil and gas to Europe.